I'm 15 and my father is 46. My dad left the family when I was 7 without any explanation. He just vanished one day, and I've never seen him since. He left because of relationship issues with my mom. She was heartbroken, and waited 5 years for him to return, but in the end filed for divorce. Thankfully, she's over him now. To be honest, now, 8 years after he left, I barely have any memory of him. Only some resentment for the years of suffering he put my mom and sister, 19, through. They tried to contact him, but he'd never respond. I can't remember his voice, personality, or even face much. Last week, he texted my mother and said he wanted to meet, after 8 years of disappearance. My mom agreed. We arranged a meet-up at a nearby restaurant. My sister was so nervous/excited, but I realized I felt nearly nothing. He arrived, and my mom and sister started crying. He cried too, at the sight of his beloved daughters. He saw that I looked quite emotionless, and said, "Don't you miss your dad?" I replied honestly that I didn't remember him. He left so long, it's like I barely knew him. He was so shocked and hurt. Eventually, he cut off our meetup early, claiming he had to work. My mom and sister were so mad, they blamed it on me. My mom said that my sister's been waiting to see her dad for so long, but I had to make a stupid remark and make him leave a second time. Asking how I could behave like this towards my dad. Telling me that I'm a selfish dumb idiot. I'm sorry that he cut the meetup short, cause I knew my sister missed him so damn much. But to be honest, I don't feel bad for saying the truth. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You haven't seen the guy for more than half your life. A dad doesn't abandon his children. A dad doesn't stop contact for 8 years. A dad doesn't just get up and walk away because he got to hear an uncomfortable truth. He is not a dad. He's a deadbeat donor. Your sister is angry at your dad. But because at the same time she, unconsciously, can't be angry at him, because she wants everything to be right with him, you are the easiest recipient of this anger. It's a coping mechanism. She may lash out in her anger because she can't really direct it at the person who it's actually against. Not the idiot. You didn't make him leave and ghost you. That's on him. He could gave left/divorce your mom if it wasn't working and still be there for his children. It's too little too late, and you did not say anything wrong. It's for you to decide if you want a relationship with him or not, and no one can blame you for it. And honestly, sister and mom are idiot for trying to make you feel guilty. Obviously, the dad is also an idiot, so much so that idiot is too mild for his behavior. Not the idiot. Not at all. I'm going to talk from my own experience here. When I was a kid, around 6-7 years old, my parents went to work abroad and left me with my grandparents. We were talking by phone every week, but I could only hear their voices and not see their face. They came back to the country 5 years later. I didn't recognize them at all. Your case is even more extreme than mine since you had zero contact with your father. It's very rich coming from him to feel hurt about you not remembering or caring from him. It's normal for a child your age to forget about a person who they don't keep contact with. I got on a 3-hour flight with my wife and 1-year-old. He is in the window in his car seat and the row in front is empty. A couple rows up has 4 of the 5 seats available. This is for reference, the flight was only 70% full. My child likes to reach out and touch his feet to the chair in front, so we were relieved that we didn't have to spend the entire flight fighting his legs off the seat in front. There's nothing worse than sitting in front of someone smashing your seat from behind the whole time. The doors close and a woman from the back of the plane decided to come up and take the window seat in front of my kid. Then starts the hour-plus struggle of fighting legs off of the seat, intermixed with him being upset we were trying to pin his legs down. We were just hoping to get him to sleep so everyone could get some rest. The woman started looking back, huffing every time her seat was nudged even before takeoff. Right after takeoff she fully reclined, putting the seat back into the lap of my kid, and looks like she's trying to sleep. After more looks and comments about controlling my kid, I asked her if she'd be willing to move over to one of the other empty seats in the row where she could fully recline, and I assured her she wouldn't be bothered. I explained how the airline dictated my kid had to be in the window seat due to his car seat, otherwise I'd have moved him. She escalated and eventually called the flight attendant. The flight attendant started lecturing me about getting my kid to stop touching her seat. Warranted, yes, but as any parent knows, no matter what you do, it's not enough. Anyway, finally I had enough and told the flight attendant that the woman wasn't in her assigned seat and that the situation would be resolved if she had to move back to her assigned seat. To defuse the situation, the flight attendant made her go back to her middle seat in the back of the plane, not only pissing her off but also the other two innocent people she was shoved between. I was at my wit's end by the time it was all resolved because nothing I did was working to make it an amicable resolution. In the end, as she huffed her way past us, I quipped, "Have fun in the back." My friend who doesn't have kids said I was an idiot by asking the flight attendant to put her back where she came from and for the comment at the end. I felt like I tried my best and gave her other options in the empty row, and in the end her self-entitlement led to an uncomfy flight. Am I the idiot? I am voting everyone's the idiot here. She could have moved to another empty seat. Dunno why she was so married to that one when there were other free ones. You need to figure out something so your kid isn't obsessed with kicking the seat in front. What if next time you're on a full flight and someone is assigned in front of your kid? I know toddlers are impossible to reason with, but you gotta figure something out. Consider more toys or other distractions, or don't bring him on a flight till he's older. 'Cause if you don't fix it now, it'll be some painful flight for the next while. Is everyone who said you are the idiot or everyone's the idiot here missing the fact that A, she wasn't in her assigned seat, and B, there were several unoccupied seats the woman could have chose instead? Like, it'd be one thing if she was in her assigned seat, then at least it not, because clearly OP was doing their best to keep the child from kicking the seat. But no, the woman chose to sit directly in front of a child. That's literally asking for trouble, because especially at that age even the most well-behaved children barely listen and every emotion/feeling is the biggest they've ever had. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. To be honest, she wasn't in her assigned seat, her fault, and she purposely sat in front of a 1-year-old which cannot even understand basic sentences, so how are you gonna get them to stop kicking? It feels like she was trying to start something with you guys. Most likely she was just a bitter person looking for someone to target. At my workplace we regularly bribe each other to trade shifts. Usually it's like a good bottle of wine/booze or a gift certificate for a restaurant. But it can be cash. We keep it on the down low and it works. We do IT services for financial companies. So Thanksgiving weekend is sort of important. So one of my coworkers does not like to pay to trade shifts but has before. They always complain about how it's not fair that people like me who are unmarried and have no kids get holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas off. Sorry ma'am, but even though I don't have kids, I am one. Maybe my parents want to see me too? So anyways, my parents are actually going to Bermuda this Thanksgiving because that's where my sister is and she just had a baby. I would love to go, but I don't have enough vacation time to make it worthwhile. Instead I have plans with friend. They aren't super important to me. We are just going to eat turkey and watch all the Thanksgiving episodes of Friends. I mentioned this to another coworker and the other one overheard. It is her turn to be in the office and on call for the holiday. She couldn't find anyone to cover her shift. So she basically begged me to cover for her. I liked my plans, so I said no. She finally offered me money. Well, if The Simpsons has taught me anything, it's that money can be exchanged for goods and services. So we haggled and then agreed. She would take my New Year's Eve shift and give me a couple of $100s to cover her from Thursday to Sunday. Win-win, I thought. 2 days later my boss came over and asked me if I wanted to change the schedule as I had agreed. I asked why he was getting involved, as we usually just handled it amongst ourselves. He said that he had gotten a complaint that I extorted money out of a coworker for covering their shift. He said that while it wasn't against company policy, it was frowned upon. I said that I understood and that no money had changed hands and that no, I didn't want to change shifts. My boss was promoted from the ranks, so he knew the score. He knows how we trade shifts. So he was cool. My coworker, not so much. She started bugging me, saying that she had already told her parents that her family would be coming. And that I was being an idiot for not covering like I said I would. I told her that someone has gone to the boss and tattled on our deal, so I could not follow through since I could get in trouble. She said that I could do it for free. I declined. She said she would pay me more than we agreed on. I said no thanks, I don't want any trouble. So now she is acting all pissy because I won't work for her, and now she is being shut out of the regular shift trading because everyone knows she tried to use the boss to screw me over. She says that I'm an idiot for not following through. I think she's an idiot for trying to change a deal she agreed to. Many moons ago, I worked retail, when brick and mortar shopping was more of a thing than it is now, and Black Friday really meant something. The day after Thanksgiving and the day after Christmas were monstrous. No one wanted to work both and bargaining to make sure of it was common. Messing over a coworker after making a deal about the holiday schedule would have seen you working both days without a doubt. Not the idiot. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. The only way you would be the idiot would be if you had already received the money, then reneged on the deal. You are not the idiot since she involved management and claimed extortion. Personally, I find it extremely weird that you all bribe each other with cash and gifts for coverage changes. At my job we just swap weeks if needed to help each other out. But this is established office culture, so you aren't wrong to expect it, and you aren't wrong for rescinding the offer after she went to management. Not the idiot. Yes, it is fair that singles and or childless workers get the same holiday allowance as workers with spouses/kids. That's called equality. In some jurisdictions, favoring or not favoring people because of their family circumstances is classed as discrimination. A worker is a worker. Sure, a parent might negotiate, "Oh, can I leave early 2 days a week for school pickup and work late the other days?" That's flexibility. Saying, "Oh, people without kids have to work Thanksgiving, Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, Diwali" is discriminatory. My husband and I went out for dinner a couple of nights ago. It was the first time by ourselves after our baby was born. It's my second child, the first for my husband, so it was kind of a big deal for us. We got a babysitter and we went to a very nice fancy restaurant. A few minutes after we ordered, another couple sat on the table next to us, with a small baby in a stroller. At first it was fine, but after a few minutes the baby started crying. They tried to comfort it, but every time it seemed they had managed to make it sleep, it woke up crying again. By then we just wanted to leave, but we had already ordered, so we decided to ask the waiter if we could change tables to the other side of the restaurant. The waiter asked if there was a problem and I said it was our first time out after having a baby and we didn't feel like spending our evening next to someone else's crying baby. He was super nice and quickly asked another waiter to help him set up the new table for us. Another couple that was in the same area also asked to be seated elsewhere. The couple with the baby overheard what we said to the waiter, and especially the mom got upset and called me an ah. She went on and on saying that I probably don't have kids, I have two, and that babies are also people and we should just accept that babies can be loud and cry and there's nothing she could do about it. I didn't want to start a fight or anything, but I got really annoyed by her attitude, so I told her that she could actually do something about the crying. She could take her baby home so it can properly sleep and then let everyone else there enjoy their meals. She kept saying stuff, but I just ignored her, went to our new table and tried to have a nice dinner, although we could still hear the crying baby, but at least it was not right next to us. This morning I told my sister what happened and she said she agrees that I might have been an idiot. She said I shouldn't have said to the waiter that we wanted to move because of the baby, and I shouldn't have said what I said to the mom. So now I am not sure. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. If you had asked the waiter to have the other couple leave, then yes, you would be the idiot. Instead, you inconvenienced yourself, moved to a different table to enjoy your meal. Also, I'd like to point out as a parent that there are places I will not take my small child to, as they do not yet have the social awareness and self-control to behave. Yes, they need to learn, and they can learn at less fancy places. I have turned down invites to activities because they were not at a child-friendly location and I did not have childcare. Not the idiot. I am a mom of two and I understand babies cry and they are human. But I strongly feel that they have no place in a fancy restaurant if they are disturbing others. That's what Applebee's is for. Furthermore, you didn't ask them to move, you asked if you could move to make your evening more enjoyable. The other mom got upset and called you out. Sounds to me like she was being defensive when it didn't involve her input. I think you handled it well and the fallout was warranted after she called you an idiot. Not the idiot. Especially if this was a fancy restaurant. Bringing a baby/small child out? Cool. Chain restaurants? Good. Kid-geared restaurants? Even better. Fancy restaurants? No. Not appropriate for babies or small children that do not have the capacity to self-regulate. You didn't even make a big deal out of it, you just wanted to be moved so you could enjoy your meal and have an adult conversation without a baby screaming next to you. Why that mom took you guys moving so offensively is beyond me. You would think that she would understand that not everyone wants to be near a screaming baby while they eat. My mom got remarried after my parents' divorce and her new husband brought along my stepsister. I lived with my dad mostly because I did not want anything to do with a new sibling and had pretty much no relationship with her and hated that my mom treated her like a daughter. I wasn't the nicest to her, but I felt like she was taking my place. Fast forward to now, she is getting married. I wasn't invited since we have no relationship whatever. I didn't invite her to mine either. This issue is I planned my daughter's first birthday, and when I told my mom, she said it can't be that day because it's my stepsister's wedding, and can we change it to the next weekend so people don't have to choose which to go to. I said no, my stepsister's wedding is at 8 p.m, my daughter's party is at 1 p.m. People can do both, but almost everyone on my mom's side says no to her birthday party because of the wedding and travel. Even my own mother said she can't make it because she will be at stepsister's wedding and getting ready all day. I'm pissed. How can she choose a stepdaughter over her own grandchild? Everyone is picking this girl who isn't even really family over my daughter. My mom says to just change the party, but I think it's ridiculous. They can't do both and won't change my schedule for my stepsister. And my daughter will be the one I suffer when one of her family is at her first birthday party. You are the idiot because you said in a comment you knew it was her wedding day before you planned the party and it's not your daughter's actual birthday. You're causing your daughter to miss out because you can't grow the hell up and realize you are not in competition with your stepsister. You are no one to her and she is not out there trying to win whatever it is you think it is you're competing for. You're a parent now, start acting like one. You are the idiot. You already knew the date of your stepsister's wedding and still chose to have the party that day. You said your daughter's birthday is during the week, so you could have gone with the weekend before/after. People need time to get ready for a wedding and they may need to travel to it. Don't schedule a family event on a day when someone has already scheduled a family event. Especially a wedding. You are the idiot. Your daughter is going to suffer because you chose to let her. The wedding was planned before your daughter's birthday. So you chose to schedule her party on a day when a significant amount of your family already had plans. Your hatred for and competition with your stepsister is apparently greater than your love for your mom or your daughter.